Hello friends, Rosie here again, and today we're going to be looking at how we can improve the Wraith. So we just did the Trapper, and we've done the Demogorgon. Third character is going to be the Wraith. Now, the Wraith is an interesting spot in this game to me, and he always has been, because when I first started playing, it was widely regarded that the Wraith was trash, and then True Talent started working with him, and True Talent said he's actually really good, and my opinion is now somewhere in the middle. I don't think the Wraith is trash, and I don't think the Wraith is super, super broken. He's kind of a mid-tier to me. He's kind of one of the better mid-tiers in this game. He does have more potential that a lot of people are giving him credit for, but at the same time, he's not super top-tier OP, and he does have a series of weaknesses. He's got good board pressure. He's got good board pressure right now. He can move incredibly fast with his windstorms, and he has an incredibly solid stealth play that makes him a rival to Ghostface. So he does have a kit that's worth expanding on. And in terms of his add-on rework, he has a lot of add-ons that are actually really, really broken. And if they were on anybody else, anybody would say that they're OP. But they're on the Wraith. So they don't get a lot of shit. So a lot of his add-ons are actually not too terrible. We had to make some adjustments here to make him a better character. But his base kit just needs a few add-on tweaks and a few add-ons inserted into it, and then we have a kit that is ready to be expanded upon. So, what do I think would be good for the race base kit? Obvious change, a very highly requested change. So the add-on Windstorm Mud is now base on my Wraith. Increases the movement speed of the Wraith, and then while he's cloaked, and decreases the movement speed while he's uncloaking. So that add-on base. Next add-on I put base, Bone Clapper. The reason for this change is that you're gonna run, but if you don't make Bone Clapper base, it or the Iridescent is gonna get run every single game anyway, because the Wraith kind of needs the Bone Clapper to kind of do what he wants to be doing. So just accept the fact that this is the evolution of the character. Make the Bone Clapper base, so it won't be a monopoly. It won't have like a monopoly with the Iridescent on every single game that the Wraith is in. By making this add-on base, you let the character expand his kit and let the other add-ons see more play. It's a very healthy change, and I think behavior needs to just let the character go. Get rid of that old bell, make the Bone Clapper base, and let the character do what he needs to do. And my final change is Ghost Soot is now base. This is a cute little comment, and I didn't really want to get rid of it. The race Terror Radius and Red Stain will remain or suppressed for 6 seconds after uncloaking. This is fine. This is absolutely fine to me, and it's actually a crime that this isn't base already, because the Wraith is a stealth killer. I don't understand how they designed a stealth killer that sneaks up behind you and goes ding, 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 and lets you know that he's right there. By making these two add-ons base, we have now created a character that is capable of sneaking around the map and sneaking up on everybody every single game, regardless of what other stuff he's running. So, these three add-ons base are definitely the right decision for him. Okay? So now that these three are in our base kit, let's go ahead and move forward with add-on changes. Okay? So the first add-on here, Serpent Soot. Okay? Behaviors version. The Wraith will uncloak completely after breaking pallets or damaging generators when cloaked. Okay? I have never seen the appeal to this, but it does immediately have a cute little following. People, enjoy it. So, I decided to give it a buff instead of just getting rid of it completely, because people like it. The Wraith will uncloak while breaking a pallet or damaging a generator. Upon the animation ending, he can attack survivors already. Common complaint with this add-on is that you can't, attack survivors even after you uncloak for a few seconds. So this will let you do that. And the uncloak is going to happen while you're damaging something instead of after. So hopefully that will help make the add-on better, especially when combined with its partner add-on, the Windstorm. We'd have to give this one a new name, but obviously since we made the Windstorm base, we need to rework it a little bit. So my rework was I slapped on the effect of a different add-on. I forget which one it is. The Wraith's add-on names confuse me. But considerably reduce the window pallet and generator damaging when cloaked. So the idea is that you hit it really fast while you're cloaked. Uncloak as you're doing so, and then you'll be right there ready to hit them. Hopefully this will buff it enough to actually punish some tile transitions, to hopefully make the Wraith a bit more effective in the chase. It's a cute idea, so I decided to, instead of just flat out getting rid of it, I just gave it a buff, and then maybe it'll do something now. Alright, next. The Hound Soot. This is the one that's just Bloodhound. Fresh blood marks are considerably more discernible than normal. Okay, that's trash. Okay, now, kind of like what we did with the Demogorgon, about how we gave him a family of add-ons that makes Save the Best for Last based on him almost because of the cooldown on Shred. I've decided to do that on Wraith. This next family of add-ons is going to give him Nurse's Calling in his base kit. Healing survivors' auras can be seen within 16 meters of your location. So if they're healing within 16 meters, you'll get their aura. Moving on, Blink Mud. The considerably reduces the Wraith's disappearance time. This is fucking garbage. It doesn't do anything for you. The cloak animation is already fast enough. It doesn't really need a stat boost to it. So, we worked it. Healing survivors' auras can be seen 24 meters of your location. Next add-on, same thing. Disappearance time is trash. Healing survivors' auras can be seen within 32 meters of your location, which is actually a buffed Nurse's Calling, by the way. That's higher than Nurse's Calling. Basically, by giving the add-on Nurse's Calling, giving the Wraith an add-on version of Nurse's Calling, will allow him to free up that perk slot if he so chooses. He can rearrange his build and then maybe throw on a Barbecue and Chili in its place. You can have Ruin, Undying, Pop, Barbecue, Chili, and then have these add-ons being in your Nurse's Calling slot, and then maybe throw on the Mangled add-on that we're going to go get to, and that can be your build. So you don't really lose anything. By being able to have nurses, by having this option, the Wraith can free up a perk slot if he so chooses by running an add-on instead. There's not enough characters that have add-ons like that. By analyzing how they play, and then adjusting their add-ons according to how they play to make them stronger. And Wraith would be a prime example of a character we could do that to. Next. The Ghost Soot. Obviously, this is the one that we just made base, so what did we do to it? We started a new family. The Wraith retains his speed boost for an additional 1 second while uncloaking. The idea here is to accentuate the Wraith's hit and run style of pressure. Because the Wraith, what he does right now, he hits and then he runs. He hits and runs because he doesn't want to be in a prolonged chase engagement because he sucks in the chase, base 115 with no power. So basically, by letting him retain a speed boost for an additional second, he can hopefully secure those hits that get a hit that he wouldn't have gotten without it. So that's what this family is there to do. Next one, Swift Hunt Mud. Reappearance time, again, this is not a stat that really helps him, and by replacing the reappearance time family of add-ons with this, hopefully they can do what they're trying to do. Because what this is they're trying to get the Wraith a hit. That's what they're trying to do, but they're just not very good at it. So hopefully this family of add-ons will be better. Mine, Wraith retains a speed for an additional 3 seconds while uncloaking. So he uncloaks, gets the speed boost, and he has it for 3 additional seconds. Next one, Swift Hunt White. Considerably reduces the reappearance time. Mine, the Wraith retains a speed boost for an additional 5 seconds. Swift Hunt Blood tremendously reduces the reappearance time. Mine, the Wraith retains a speed boost for an additional 7 seconds. So, by having his speed boost more available, he can potentially be able to mind game some of the previously unmind gameable tiles, such as anything at Blood Lodge. Some of the Ornament tiles will become more mind gameable to him. By giving him a speed boost, he can mind game some previously unmind gameable tiles, even potentially some of the bad hand tiles. It can get him that hit, and then get him to run away. And by giving him this, areas that were previously safe are no longer safe for survivors, and they'll have to actually leave the tile after hitting it. They'll actually have to leave a tile and won't be able to camp these tiles that are just not mind gameable if the Wraith doesn't want to break the pallet. Because even if the speed boost goes away, he can just cloak up and then uncloak. So the survivor will have to leave these tiles. They can't just camp them, because the Wraith will have something to secure downs. Next, Blind Warrior. Surprise attacks inflict the blindness. You all know that blindness is as useless as a wad of fucking paper. So we went ahead and got rid of that. Mine. Surprise attacks inflict survivors with mangled and hemorrhage status effects until fully healed. That's actually a green add-on that we moved down to yellow. and it was this one right here, Blind Warrior White. So we moved Blind Warrior White down here, and what do we do to Blind Warrior White? Surprise attacks inflict exhaustion for 20 seconds. If you hit the first attack, no dead hard. It's very, very simple add-on, but I swear to God, man, killers need to be designed with stuff like this in their kit to counter dead hard, because dead hard is just so oppressive. So if you gave the killers more prevention, you don't have to nerf dead hard. Dead hard has gone completely unchecked in our meta for so long, and I just don't understand how more killers don't have stuff like this in their kits to get rid of it. Alright, next, Windstorm. Okay, for the Windstorm family, there's only 2 others. I left them alone, but I actually forgot to say that you have to get rid of the decrease the brace movement speed while uncloaking, because that's already in your base kit now. And these add-ons would also be slightly nerfed because there's already a Windstorm in your base kit. So you would slightly nerf them just to make sure that they're exactly what they were while the old movement speed was based, because I'm sure there's like a multiplier or something. Basically, there's no change. That's my point. They're gonna be the exact same as they are right now. So you'd have to nerf them a little bit just to make them exactly the way they are right now, because I don't want these changed at all. That's what I mean by leave as is. The purple and green Windstorm should be giving the Wraith the boost that would get them up. Because since his movement speed is slower right now, it gives them a bigger boost. So the boost would be smaller if you gave him the yellow one base. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah, left them alone. Next, the Beast Soot. Behavior. Terror radius no longer suppressed. Ew. Ew, that's horrible. Okay, so what did I do to it? The Wraith is immune to flashlights throughout the match. The Wraith can't be light burned. Decent. They can't be blinded or be given light burn. It's just basically a light born in your add-on slot, because your killer is very weak to flashlights. Having the option to not get blinded and not get light burned is one that this character has an argument for. And improving upon it is this green one right here, Shadow Dance White. Behaviors is reduces the vault speed, breaking the generator. We move that down to a yellow. Mine is the Wraith. The Wraith is immune to all stuns while cloaked, which includes Decisive Strike, by the way. So we have another DS counter in our character's kit. More characters should have DS counters if we're not going to nerf it, but just saying. But yeah, so with this, you wouldn't be able to get stunned by a pallet. You wouldn't be able to get flashlight saved this is while cloaked. So you wouldn't be able to get stunned by a pallet and then get that huge, ridiculous cooldown animation, and then you wouldn't be able to get light burn. It just extends the protection to pallets. And I say it includes DS, but I actually spoiled something. Let's just move on. I'll explain what that means later. So Bone Clapper. What did I choose to do with Bone Clapper? I made Bone Clapper kind of unique since we this version about no longer discerning the bell's distance or direction, we made that base. So my version is this: if a survivor stops repairing a generator during or up to 5 seconds after the wailing bell rings, the generator that they're working on is blocked by the entity for 5 seconds. It's revealed in white to all players. So using the big sound of your base Bone Clapper, anyone that's fooled by it has their generator revealed in white. Now, obviously, this is kind of a thing that it's kind of like a ruined surveillance kind of thing as an add-on, just to get some information if somebody gets fooled by you, or just in case someone gets fooled by you ringing your bell, it'll give them a slight punishment and it'll tell you where to go, and it'll condition them to stay on the gen so you can get some more free hits or even potentially a grab, since we made the other Terror Radius suppression add-on base as well. So just a conditioning add-on, slight punishment, though it'll be really annoying for them, trust me. This is some of the more miscellaneous stuff now. Shadow Dance Blood. This is considerably reducing the pallets and all that crap. So, for my Shadow Dance Blood. When cloaked, the repair progression of generators can be determined by the intensity of their auras. Oh wait, that's the iridescent. You're damn right it is, we moved it down. Because I wanted to keep All-Seeing Spirit in Wraith's kit, so we moved it down to a purple. And this would still see some play, because it's a barbecue replacement in the character's kit. I actually think that's a very underrated thing, because it frees up that perk slot. While it's not like as perfect as barbecue is, it can still tell you where to go. So we kept All Seeing Spirit and we moved it down. Next, All Seeing Blood. All Seeing Blood is fantastic. We left that one alone. Iridescence. Okay, so for the Wraith, I actually figured out something that you can combo the Silent Bell with. So Coxcomb Clapper, we left that one the same. Obviously, it has utility in the race kit, in this combo, and outside of this combo. Okay, and that leads us to the new Iridescent that I've come up with. This is probably another controversial take of mine. All Seeing Spirit, the new one. This is a very complex add-on, so we have to read the whole thing. Come on, and don't get scared when just by the first sentence, because the first sentence might scare you. Allows the Wraith to attack survivors while cloaked. This effect can be triggered once every 120 seconds, so you can hit a survivor while cloaked, but it has a 2-minute cooldown. Slightly reduces your movement speed when cloaked, so this add-on would put you back at Wraith's current cloak speed with no windstorm right now. It would negate the base windstorm. There is no speed boost upon uncloaking. That's permanent throughout the whole match. So you wouldn't get your speed boost that you normally get either. So it would take you back to like 2016 Wraith. The bell sound would also return to the version that's currently in the game right now with no add-ons. So that old bell sound effect, we would leave that and slap it on the Iridescent. The Wraith can pick up survivors while cloaked. That's where that DS counter comes in. If you were going to run the... you could run this and then pick up a survivor while cloaked to avoid Decisive Strike. But the reason that this combos is that the bell would return to the old version of the bell, which is what it is right now with no add-ons. However, if the bell were to be silent, that drawback wouldn't be there. So basically, the bell wouldn't do anything, and that drawback would be removed. So you'd be able to attack survivors while cloaked every 2 minutes, but you'd have slightly reduced movement speed and no speed boost. I think that's something behavior should give a shot to. The Wraith has always been a character that has been defined by his powerful add-ons and mediocre base kit. By buffing his base kit just a little bit, not a whole lot, just give him some of his high tier add-ons in his base kit, and this character can be great. This character really has the potential to be really, really, really good. Making a few base kit adjustments, followed by giving him even more insane add-ons, and you have yourself a character that could also break into high tier. Every killer in this game could break into high tier if you just gave them the buffs they need. Like, for real, if you just gave killers the buffs they need, bruh. Like, think about how great these guys could be. Through this version of the Wraith, we now have a character that is actually capable of securing downs within a chase, if you do it at the right time, and capable of doing the hit and run. It gives him 2 effective styles of play. Giving him a better, like the 7 seconds of better chasing. He'd have like an insane amount of movement speed for those 7 seconds, so he could potentially get some more downs while in chase, wouldn't be completely helpless, and then still has access to the stealth build. And by giving him a Nurse's Calling archetype, it allows him to free up that perk slot to potentially do something else. By making this character's kit more well-rounded, you can make him expand and try other things, which is always what this types of things should be about. It should never be about trying to make one thing the character's go-to option. And Wraith is like kind of like one of the poster boys for that, since he only really has like 5 add-ons that are actually good. In fact, all the killers are fucking poster boys for that. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.